You know, like one thing that I really do like and appreciate about fs92 is that he lets me develop at my own pace. He's said numerous times, I don't expect you to be an adult. Like when I've expressed like how much like I feel unready to be one, and you know, I didn't get my childhood and all, and I'm afraid of growing up and from losing my childhood. What I really like about like what I really like and appreciate about him is that he does not push that on me. He does not lump me in those one size expectations that society has for people who are in their 20s. And you know, when I'm really emotional and crying, like I asked him to do this for me and he's gotten really good at it. Like he'll like baby talk me, which I really like. And he infantilizes me, which I like, because it makes me feel like I am not being deprived of my childhood. But realistically, you know, for it to have a really big impact on me, it's gonna have to be in person. I need in-person physical contact. You know, I need a specifically designed environment. And then, you know, like where he becomes like the center of my world, and then it could happen. You know, like he and I have like kind of, you know, began having some sexual like interactions. But, you know, I would, and he even said he's cool with it and he would like to for now too. You know, to be a platonic relationship, because I want nurturance to be devoid of, like, I want it to be parental. And obviously, when a parental dynamic is sexual, it's not real parenting then. So I just want to be parented. But, you know, like, I want it from somebody who's older, like in their middle-aged adulthood, to make it feel more natural. But fs92, you know, like he does let me have, you know, he gives me a little bit of nurturance, and people would just say, oh, like you guys are like caregiver and infantile relation, but like this is literally having to do with my CPTSD. And I guess you could hypothetically argue, you know, that like I'm the one being cared for and like he's the one who's like caregiving it, but I would not put socionics to this. Like, he has mother issues, I have father issues, and you know, the feminine expression tends to fall into that position more, regardless of those types of dynamics. It could be really healthy for me if, you know, he moved to meet me, like, here in America, and we lived with one another. I believe it would be healing for both himself and I. And, you know, I care about him quite a lot. You know, I've even cried over the idea of me, you know, hurting him from some toxic reactions I've had out of extreme stress at a load line of 2. You know, and I do care about him. And he's a good man. He's very caring. And I believe if he and I were at one another in real life, like, it would kind of work kind of like him as like a shield and me as like a magic wand. People will say, oh, like that's like any possibilities with the wand wanting becoming anything, and like the shield is like, you know, protecting. But yeah, like I'm just so tired of typology, you know, like communities for the most part, other than when people are not like battle typing you, because It's a form of, like, you know, controlling, like, the narrative of a person, and I don't like that. And it triggers my own trauma with my CPTSD, my own image issues.